Warning, I'm on a journey to handicap home runs in Major League Baseball. I'm not claiming to be sharp. I'm not claiming to have an edge. I bet based on the 3 Ps, pitcher, park, and price. We probably won't win long term, and I need to remember that. This is for entertainment and education. If you like the video, like the video. There's no edit vig for clicking that thumb. Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. As you can see, our announcements and refresh page is a little bit cluttered, so we're going to go through one by one. First of all, it is Mother's Day. I'm going to try to make this video quick and snappy. We're going to celebrate my wife today and my mom later on today. Thinking of all of you who this day is maybe not a celebration. I had an aunt. My aunt passed away about a year and a half ago, and I'm really close with my cousins. They're all about my age. 2 of her daughters and son, and I never really thought about how holidays like this that are always celebratory can be the opposite for some people until this happens. So as much as it is a celebration, I understand that today's can be a reminder of other things. So thinking of all of you who today is hard for. Speaking of these videos are depressing, wow, maybe get a real job. I'll keep watching though, good luck. So here's the deal. John Lyons has been around the Green Beans Go channel for a while. He has been a supporter, might I add. He's never posted anything of this nature. I'm not going to lie, this comment did kind of get to me yesterday. And so I guess I need to clarify, and again, I'll take full responsibility that I am often negative on these videos, and I don't like being down 9 units, and we've had some struggles, right? Like, I get that. I could be better with my attitude, and I've tried to change that in the most recent days. Maybe get a real job. Here's the deal, John. I want this to be my real job, not sports betting necessarily, but providing content to people who do sports bet and want to do it responsibly and who want to be entertained and want to be informed about sports. And I want nothing more than to make Green Beans Go a success. I want nothing more than in 5 years, and again, this is a long-term thing for me, in 5 years to look back and you to say, John, wow, I told him to get a real job, and he's made this into a real job. I don't think Green Beans Go will fail. You know why? Because I don't think I'm going to quit. And I think you only fail when you quit. I had a real job. I taught high school for 6 years, and it was the most life-sucking, draining, sometimes rewarding, but oftentimes the opposite, and I love what I do, which is create videos and create content. Yes, the downside is when you do it transparently and you're honest, there's a lot of people out there making picks and you don't know how much they're up or down. They just give out their picks and skip to my loo, and so I hope that's what separates me from these people. But yes, it comes with a little bit of a sadness, a little bit of a disappointment sometimes when we're down 9.11 units. But John, I know you didn't mean anything negative by this, but I do want to communicate to not only John, but to everybody that I want to create Green Beans Go to be an honest place. Sports betting is not always amazing, right? Sometimes it can be sad and depressing. When it is, we need to peel back the layers and understand why. And I think we've done that, and we've maybe played too much. Speaking of playing too much, man, my segues are on fire today. This Dodgers and Arizona game is what cost us big yesterday. We lost 0.8 units overall. Because nobody wanted to hit a home run there. We had a lot of voids. Guys didn't start and didn't end up pinch hitting. And our Novig plays got voided. Segues, right? We did, you can't see it, but we were up 0.07 units yesterday. So basically a break-even day. I'm fine with that. We had some good picks in there. We cashed our purple play under in this White Sox game. We hit Sheets, Langoliers, Urias, Harper. And so speaking of Novig, I am affiliated with them. You can use my code at checkout or at deposit, and get a 50% deposit match. Yesterday, they did void basically every MLB play. They had the date wrong. They had today's dates on yesterday's plays, and someone caught it and let them know, and so they felt like the best thing to do was to void everything. Now, some people got burnt. And some people were maybe making an arbitrage bet, and so they had to ride naked on their other side because their Novig plays voided. I will tell you that while I don't think there was a way to make everybody happy, I can tell you that my friend was a victim of the arbitrage one-sidedness, and they refunded him in the value that he lost from the other side in Novig cash. So while they did make an error. I think they did their best to try and fix it and to provide some money to those of the people who were affected. And if you were somebody affected, reach out to them, let them know. They will make it right. They did for my buddy. We just had our 2 home run plays that were voided, and I didn't take any. I didn't replace the plays. I just left it as is. They didn't hit home runs, so we kind of came out ahead in that instance. But regardless, that's Novig. Here's today's slate. Ballpark Pal has a new update, which I think is very helpful. He actually faced some flack online the other day because of his home run percentages. And people said, well, it was a negative in the Mets game. And then the Mets and the Cubs hit like 6 home runs. And so he's made the percentages into actual home run numbers. And this is going to help. This is going to help me. It's going to help you guys. So you can see this game in Coors, given the park conditions, given the wind, given the humidity, given the sun, given the temperature, given the everything. There should be, to the average, about a half a homer more hit today, right? And you're going to see the percentage, and the percentage was in the 20s, maybe 30s, right? And so you look at that and you think it's going to be a home run paradise. Well, not necessarily. If you think there's probably 2.5 home runs hit in Coors typically, we're going to see closer to 3 with these park conditions. Okay, so that's the update, right? I'm skipping the game in Pittsburgh, Washington, and Kansas City. I don't see any value there. Cleveland, which is the night game, the 7 o'clock game, and then the Mets. I'm playing a bulk from some of these higher good weather games, and then I have some one-offs down below. So we'll just run through it. A little bit zoomed in. This is not all of them. I do have a second page today. A few more plays. I think we're about at 27 plays total, so I was comfortable with that. All plays that I see value in. Amador, new guy for Colorado. I like his price at 9-1. No other read besides that. I think Nick Pivetta is a little suspect, and I think Colorado's going to come out hungry after being just disgraced the last 2 nights. Ryan McMahon, Mickey Moniak, and Michael Tolia. All plays that I like. Yes, you're going to see a lot of Camby today. I'm sorry. Figure out if you think the price that you get is comparable. Like, I think Tolia on FanDuel was like in the low 500, so that's probably pretty close. But if you find a Cronenworth at 400, maybe you skip it, okay? Cronenworth is the only play I have for San Diego. We hit Gavin Sheets yesterday. Cronenworth actually hit one yesterday. I don't like Sheets' matchup today. I like Jackson Merrill today, but he's 300, so I stayed off. LA and Baltimore. Joe Adell, Logan O'Hoppe, and Adley Rutschman are the only plays at the top, but you will notice that later on, after I was kind of doing like my final wrap-up, I added one more play. So I'll tell you it's Yohan Moncada. I don't want to give too many spoilers. It's Yohan Moncada, but we'll talk about that in a second. This game in New York is one where maybe I've overextended. We've seen some overextensions pay off and cost us. Yesterday with LA and Arizona, it cost us. Let's hope today is not the same. I feel good. I feel optimistic about this one. Ben Rice, Austin Wells, and Vivas, who is a minor league guy and has been called up with Jazz Chisholm being hurt. And, I was looking at his minor league numbers, and he's not a super powerful bat, but he's hitting a home run at about 10% of games. Okay, cool. What do you do with that? Well, he's also playing in the Sacramento ballpark, which has minor league ballpark dimensions. It's smaller. This field in Sacramento, where the Oakland A's are temporarily playing at Suter Park, I believe it's called, Suter Field, something like that, is a smaller park. Low fences, right? Good sight lines, field seats out in there. And there's no stadium seats. It's just field seats out there. And, I think that helps a guy like Vivas, who is used to those conditions, used to that setup. And so at 14-1, a guy who's been hitting a home run in 10% of his games in the minor leagues comes to a minor league park, faces Severino, who has been bad this year, loosely bad, not great, and you're getting him at 14-1. So I'm on it. It's a red play. Do what you want with that information. For Oakland, Soderstrom at 540 on ProfitX is a very good price. I believe Clark Schmidt is pitching today, but double check that. It wasn't officially confirmed, but it's like pretty well understood that he's the guy. Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker are the other 2 plays. For the Tampa Bay Milwaukee game, now these prices are on Camby, Yandy Diaz. I'd take him anything over 500. This Jackson Chourio price is nuts. 850. Anything over 600 I would play. And it's 850. So really good price there. Again, I know a lot of you don't have access to Camby, so 600 is kind of where I would draw the line. LA and Arizona cost us yesterday. I'm coming back today. Zach Gallen is pitching for Arizona, so I'm keeping it light for the Dodgers. James Outman at 11-1 and Freddie Freeman at 520. For Arizona, Ketel Marte at 450 and Perdomo at 1200. Again, ProfitX, there was a lot of good prices on ProfitX today, so you're seeing a lot of ProfitX lines. The game in Minnesota. So this is one, if we go back, where it's kind of neutral. It's a big park. I typically stay away, but I think Pablo Lopez, who has been hurt, just came back, pitched one outing. I can't remember how he did. Typically a guy I like to stay away from, but I think with the conditions, with the wind blowing out to left field, it's going to be warm. I think some of these San Francisco guys are set up pretty well, and I like their prices. So the three that I like, Willy Adames at 6-1, Helio Ramos at 640, and then a green play, Wilmer Flores at 8-1. All guys who certainly have the power to hit, even though this is a bigger park. I get that Pablo Lopez has been decent historically. However, I'm okay with these prices. If they're in the 400s and 500s, which maybe they would be at certain parks, I'd skip. But because of their prices, I'm playing them. Game in Chicago, Miami and Chicago. We were on the under yesterday. We hit that. I only see value in one fella, Brooks Baldwin, at 13-1. It's a long shot, but it's one that I am okay with playing against Sandy Alcantara in this game. Houston and Cincinnati, the Reds put up 10 runs in the first inning and then still almost lost the game. Not a ton of home runs. I believe Ellie De La Cruz was the only. Matt McClain hit one later. Ellie and Matt McClain hit one. I don't like their matchup today against Blanco, but I will play one Houston bat, Isaac Paredes. I looked at Christian Walker. Didn't like the price, but there's a play if you want kind of a fringe guy. You see Paredes up here, so moving down. For Detroit, we'll talk about no video tomorrow in a second, why and what you can do to find this information. Hang with me, guys. I feel like I'm teaching again. Okay, guys, you see this. We got no school tomorrow. You're excited, but we need to stay focused on today's lesson. The bell's not ringing for another 3 minutes. Lock in. Detroit, we saw. I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little sad, and here's why. And I'm not gonna tell you an edge. I'm not gonna spell, but I want to help you guys. If we look at if you go back, if you have Ballpark Bell, go back and look at yesterday. Go back and look at 2 days ago, okay? Because we saw the same thing happen 2 days in a row with the Mets game. The wind was blowing strong out to right field, which is if a lefty batter is going to pull it to right field, the wind is going to help that, okay? And they were facing a bad righty pitcher. So you have a lefty on righty matchup, which is great. You have the wind helping the lefty. And 5 or 6 lefties hit a home run in that Mets game. Wow. Yesterday, same thing. You had DeGrom on the mound for Texas. You had, I can't remember who, Jack Flaherty for Detroit. Why am I in your face? Jack Flaherty for Detroit. Same thing. Mild conditions, but the wind was blowing to right field. And you saw 5 lefties. Go look at the box score. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Corey Seager, Evan Carter, Josh Smith, all hit home runs yesterday. Same thing. So, it's something I'm looking out for. A right-hander versus lefties when the wind's blowing out to that field. Similar instance today. If we go look, okay. Yesterday, I believe the arrow was more like angled up and out. This is more straight out, so it's going to have to be a harder pull, but it still stays. It's still the same idea, and the pitching is worse. So I like all of these guys, and I think their prices are good as well. Didn't see anybody for Texas that I like except maybe Corey Seager, but we're skipping ultimately. Seattle, kind of the same situation here with taking some righties with the wind blowing out to left field. Now, Toronto is not pitching a lefty. They're pitching a righty, so that's a little minor issue, quote unquote, but it's Urena, and he has not looked good. So we're going with Rodriguez and a Rosarina. That's it. I told you I had an extra LA play. It's Moncada. Let's talk about 2 things here. Round robin today. That should be 0.18 units. Sorry, I will fix it. It's not 0.018. It's 0.18. So it's if you do a round robin by 4 or a four pick round robin by 2, you actually have 6 plays. Tagalia and Wells. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all of them paired up, doubles, duos with each one. Okay, so 0.03 units on each of the matchups is how you get a total of 0.18 units. Cool. Those are all on Canby. If you want to tail it, make sure you're getting the best price. I know it's difficult. All those prices were really good. So it's Tolia, Wells, Churio, and O'Hope. Okay, now FanDuel is having a 30% profit boost on any wager today. I'm choosing to do it on a home run because I can. This is a 39-1 0.1 unit play with a 30% profit boost on Ben Rice and Ryan McMahon. Two guys I like to hit home runs, two guys in good parks, good pitching matchups, decent prices on FanDuel. That's the play. All right. No video tomorrow. So I will tell you, I am going to Cedar Point. Whoa. Haven't been on a roller coaster in probably, it's pushing a decade. We're probably pushing a decade since I've been on a roller coaster. And some friends I actually used to teach with were like talking about roller coasters and talking about blah, blah, blah. And they were like, we should go to Cedar Point sometime. And here we are. We're going. So we're leaving bright and early in the morning to drive there. And that means there's going to be no video. Now, I do want to still do these picks. I got a long car ride, so I'm going to do my typical research in the morning in the car before we get to the park. And so what I'm going to do is if you go to my actual YouTube channel, you're going to see the normal tabs appear. If you go to post, I can actually post a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post an image right here of my picks. So what you're going to get is just this tomorrow. Okay. So that's just to keep the tracking consistent. Should I take a day off? Maybe I should. But I got a long car ride. What else am I going to do? Okay. So I'll post that tomorrow just for record keeping sake, just so you guys can comb through if you want. That's it. I'm going to hang up now. What? It's not a phone call, you weirdo. I'm going to close the video. I love you guys. Enjoy your day. And we will not see you tomorrow. But if you are curious, we'll catch it tomorrow. And then we'll see you on Tuesday.